Back in book 1 of Sailing Adrift, we completely refit our 1972 vintage sailboat in our driveway. And then we splashed it into the Columbia River. And guess what? It floats. So now we're gonna move aboard and live our lives on the water. We had a lot going on last week, but this week things got a little hairy.
Tight?
It's tight. We're going forward. Okay, I'm losing it. Things got pretty chilly here, but we can't let that stop us from practicing. We want to take advantage of our time here in Portland before leaving our comfort zone. First step would be shoveling all the snow off the dock, so we can actually untie and get out.
Good work, people. The dock looks good.
Thanks for
That won't be
out.
slippery at all.
That's why we need more salt.
So go get it.
I'm going to.
As I salt the docks so we don't slip on our butts, Chris and Henry get the boat ready for departure. Along with Henry as our third crew, we also have a fourth. His daughter is also joining us to film today's little adventure. Time to cast off.
Everybody ready?
Yep, we're backing up.
How's our separation?
We're parallel to the dock. We got good distance. Still going pretty straight.
Okay.
Keep going. Now we're clear.
Undocking went great. Communication was on point. So far, we're nailing it today. Now let's head out into some new territory. I start pulling up the fenders as we all enjoy a nice little river cruise.
What a gorgeous day. What a gorgeous day we're having. It's a little chilly. This is probably the most pleasant upwind experience we've had because the last 2 times we came this way and we're going into the wind, it was quite uncomfortable. But the plan is to practice docking and undocking because that's something we've done plenty and I'm comfortable in our slip at the marina. But, you know, like docking with the current going with your boat is fine, but we need to go dock with the current against the boat and away from the boat and all those different things. That was one of the things that people suggested that we practice, was coming in and out of docking on either a pier or in a marina. So we're going to this island right here and we're going to practice on a dock that's available there. This is called Government Island and we're gonna go dock up and then undock and then dock again and then undock. We'll dock again and undock and that's probably good. That would be 3 of each. We might do 4, I don't know, we might only do 2. Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah.
We're playing chicken with this, Kelly. We're seeing if the autopilot will miss that marker. It looks good, but I'm not doing anything. But right now we're wondering if it's gonna clear that pylon. Seems like we're gonna be comfortable, but it was a little uncomfortable a second ago. It was basically, yeah, aimed at it. We're good now.
Woo! Autopilot works.
We're turning. We're turning, everybody. There's a ghost driving the boat.
Since getting the autopilot up and running, it's been working fantastic.
What are we doing?
All right, we're coming into that dock over there.
Okay.
See it?
I see it.
Last time we came into a dock like this, the pilings really caused us trouble.
Yes.
So this time, we're going to try to get the boat so that we're piloting it up to the pylons and the boat literally stops moving forward before we get off. And then we'll jump off and tie ourselves up.
Okay.
So we need to get all the normal setup fenders on the starboard side.
All right. I'll go do that.
All right, here's the plan.
Okay, what's the plan?
I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna shoot for stopping right in the middle.
Okay.
Then That's my plan as I approach. And then you gotta open that gate, and when I tell you to, hop out with your rope and go to your spot.
Okay.
And I will do the same. We want to get this rope ready and your rope ready. We'll do the two-man thing.
This is the two-man thing, where I get the line set up forward and aft, and then I jump off with the front line, and Chris jumps off with the aft line once we stop. Then we muscle drifter into the dock and tie off. Okay, they're ready.
Both ropes are ready?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, both lines are ready. Are you sure?
Yes. Here you see how the line is currently outside our fender, as it should be. Well, here goes nothing. Do you want to slow down a little bit?
I do.
Okay. It's a lot of ice. This is looking good. So let me know when. Here's where I allowed for too much slack in the line, and it slipped underneath our fender, which was positioned way too high. It's nice that the GoPro captured this because clearly my eyeballs didn't.
All right, go ahead.
Here's the part where I jump off the boat and tie us off. In case you're wondering why Henry isn't helping, it's because we gave him direct orders not to, and to just let the two of us practice because we're often going to be without the third set of hands.
Oh, really?
We ended up having a little more forward momentum than I expected. Then it was safe for Chris to jump off, and he held our back end.
Yo, how did this happen?
What happened? Yep, that's a problem. That wily line got caught under our fender. I don't know.
Are you tying off there, or are you?
What do you want me to do?
Well, you tell me. You're the docking master.
I thought we were backing up a little bit. Okay. Backing this truck up now. I'm locked in. Do you want to tie up by that piling?
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's figure it out. That's my whole point.
I think the line went too far down below in the water. Yeah, it was too low. Like it fell.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then when you picked it up, it wrapped around the fender.
How come this is so high up? That's a good question. Is this in its right spot?
I think so. Unless I got the two big ones mixed up.
You must have. That's the only thing that really makes sense.
Okay. I think we should like color code or have a system of what.
Which one goes where?
Yeah. Once you get tied off, let's just switch them. Chris then pulled us further in and tied us back to our springline cleat. And now we're just gonna have a quick team meeting to discuss room for improvement.
It seems like we're going so slow, but there's 30,000 pounds of momentum still moving. So you're not going to be able to easily stop it. You should literally wait. And it was my bad. I told you to jump off too soon, right? I told you to jump off a little too soon because the boat still had a tiny amount of momentum. And you're out here trying to muscle 30,000 pounds, even though it's barely moving. You gotta wait till it's like stopped and then step out. But I was worried we were gonna go too far off the dock.
This experience also made us learn which knot to use for tying up to this type of rail versus a traditional cleat. How do you cleat off on one of these?
What?
I don't know how to cleat off this.
That's a good point.
So
What would you call them?
they're called bull rails.
Are they?
Yeah.
Hey Google.
How to tie off to a bull rail. The Douglas hitch. The recreational boat to bull rail. All right, so there you go. Get this whole thing through. It's really like, duh. This is like how like an 8-year-old would think to tie to it. But really, this is the most efficient way. Double knot it. There you go, and you're done. Looks totally secure.
I'm not buying this knot.
It's holding.
It's staying.
Huh.
We also thought a simple clove hitch would be sufficient, so we gave that a go. Seemed to hold just fine.
Gorgeous.
Okay, so overall, first docking of the day, not so bad.
I think that went fairly well, don't you?
I think so
Overall?
too. Minus this little... Should probably just swap these out into their correct positions before I forget. Okay, now what?
Maybe we want to go down there and come with the current pushing into the side of us. We'll go out, we'll undock, we'll do a UE and then come in and tie up to the face of that.
Okay, I'm gonna walk down and see what the face of that.
That's cheating.
If it's like this,
Isn't that cheating, Kel?
I don't want to twist my ankle before we go on this great adventure.
The engine while you're gone.
Okay. Okay, so maybe this was considered cheating in our extremely real and lifelike docking and undocking practice simulation, but I really didn't want to take any chances in not sticking my landing as I jumped from the boat onto the dock, so I went on a little scouting mission. I did discover part of the dock was falling apart, but it wasn't icy and that was actually my big concern. What I completely failed to see, and now in hindsight I now know to look for, are these nasty bolts sticking out the side of the dock. I mean, clearly I must have seen them. This frickin' GoPro strapped to my head saw them. But I completely overlooked the fact that this could be a potential problem. I mean, that's what fenders are for, right? Boy, was I wrong. We'll get to that part a little later. Right now, I head back with my less than comprehensive report to help us undock so we can motor over to this next spot. Meanwhile, Chris took this time to check on the engine. Everything seems to be in working order, no funny fumes or odd sounds, so that's all good. Okay, gang's all here. Now what?
So we untie this, get this one ready to untie, and I'll just pull it through once you're done. Just untie it.
And I'll hand it up to you.
I don't like bull whatevers, bull rails.
I kind of liked what we did in St. Helens where we tied it back on.
Well, that makes sense, but you know, like knowing both is better than only one. So just set it right here and get on the boat.
For our next trick, I'm going to hold our butt tight to the dock so we can pivot the bow away and towards the channel.
So I'm gonna punch it backwards, and it should send our nose out.
The pilings were a bit of a concern, especially to our solar panel setup.
What I'm worried about is this hitting that, so just bend that off if you need to. Ready?
yes.
It's already going.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
you're getting close to the back end.
Hear all that crunching? Fortunately, in this case, I can tell you that that's just the ice on the dock.
I do it.
Can I untie now?
Yeah, do it.
I'm trying. It's really tight.
Yeah.
It's really tight.
Here, I'm up on board.
She's got it.
Got it.
Okay. Just let it go. Now come to the back of the boat and pull it in.
And we're free! Now off to our next practice round.
Bye, guys. Have fun in Mexico.
We'll be back eventually.
Well, that was the world's shortest vacation.
You're back from Mexico.
Yeah, we're not happy to be here.
It's gonna bump, by the way. Be ready for a bump.
I think it's a little scary. I'm not sure we get the worst out. Now, Chick kind of just hold us against the dock here.
Yeah.
Little bounce, and then we're good. That was leisurely.
You don't have to tie off.
I start tying us off as usual. We are pretty pressed into the dock because of the current, so there's really no real pressure to be quick here.
Oh God, you're blocking the shot.
Sorry.
Yeah, looks good. Ooh, nice guy.
What, the fender?
Crunch.
Just pinched good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't be hitting my boat, you stupid ice.
This next maneuver is by far the trickiest. So tricky that in hindsight we realize we should probably have never put ourselves in this situation. But we did, and now we're here, trying to problem solve on the fly. What do we do?
So the whole point of this exercise is to get the stern clear of the dock. Untie the stern line and stow it.
Okay.
Because the current's going to keep us right up against this dock.
Okay.
And then we move this line to midship, tie off. And we move this fender to the front. and then we drive into the dock, like we're trying to go forward into the dock slowly to swing our ass out. And we pull the rope in, put it into reverse, and you're off the dock.
Okay. In theory, this would have been a great plan if we didn't have such a strong current or a full keel below, providing us with a huge force of resistance. So it just like, this is the boat, and it pivots this way, and then we shoot out that way.
We basically will go like this, and then at that point we can throw it into reverse and back
pull
up.
off.
And that way we don't end up having to go farther this way where we're unclear of the depth.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yep. Okay, here we go. We started pivoting as planned, but it was super tough to hold that line.
I think our keel is the big problem. You okay?
It's like,
Tom!
it's getting away from me.
Okay, then say something.
What are we doing?
Well,
Okay.
go.
We're clear on the front. Might need to push off that piling.
We'll see. Hey, hold on.
I'm just worried about the solar panel.
Are we tied to something?
No,
No, we're not. No.
We feel real tied to something.
I'm not. The line's in all the way. Clearly, executing this plan was extremely difficult. Also, Chris had discovered another problem. Those nasty bolts.
Like, look at these bolts down there, man. That's cool.
Yeah, should we push this off just a little bit so we can get this fender? Okay. It took all three of us to push off the dock just to keep our fenders in order. We were no match for the river's current. Well, we are definitely in a bit of a pickle here. We have the current pressing us into the dock with our full weight keel below. No wonder we couldn't really make any progress. There's the boat ramp ahead of us with shallow water, so we can't go too far forward. And aft, we have a pesky piling in the way. So if we pivot off the stern, we'll likely crunch our solar panels. Our poor drifter, man, he's just stuck here. Okay, so the best plan, short of calling the Coast Guard, is to stick to the original plan, pivoting the bow of the boat into the dock and then backing out into the channel. But we're in a bit of a pickle here, so we decided to tag cameraman Henry in to see if he can hold the line when I couldn't. Let's try this again. All right, folks, get ready for a little boat rodeo.
Tight?
It's tight. We're going forward. Okay, it's losing it. We lost our fenders. Let go. Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
All right. We did lose a fender. So the good news is, we got out. Despite that plan completely blowing up and pretty much doing the opposite. The bad news is, we did suffer some damage, but at this point, we don't know how much. So we decided to pull back into the good docking spot for a quick assessment before heading home.
We're gonna go back for our fender. I saw it floating.
Okay. All right, we're coming at the dock now.
That is like... happens.
Yeah.
Well, how you guys doing?
I want to pull up to this dock and just take a look.
Obviously, this time we picked a better parking spot.
Is the boat still okay?
Oh, it's got some damage, but it's way up high, which is weird.
Oh, it's the back, dude. Dude.
Oh, I see it. Those f***ing bolts, man.
Yeah. We assessed the damage, and it's pretty ugly. But fortunately, all cosmetic. Nothing we can't tackle given our refit experience. We decided that's probably enough excitement for one day. Let's take poor Drifter back home so we can patch him up. We said goodbye to our film crew, Henry and his daughter. Thank you for joining us!
Yeah, great.
Seriously, it was so great to have them aboard to film this experience. This guy has played a significant role in our story, and honestly, he's the type of guy that literally just can't help himself when it comes to helping others.
Oh, you should be the one to tell him. I'm just here to record. Am I just recording? I'm not helping, right?
Yeah, probably better.
Why not put tape on it, like a red ring or tape around it?
You're not here. We're trying to film us docking the boat together. How did this happen? You're not here, Henry.
I am for a moment.
Don't do it. You're not here, Henry.
I know I'm not here. You guys want me to walk around on the island?
I don't know if you've ever seen a movie, but I've never heard the camera guy talk to the people on the actors before. Henry.
I'm not. I was going to try to keep him getting too wet.
But if you're not here, we can't, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't pulling on it. I was literally just pulling, like helping get it unstuck on the thing.
Anyway, huge thank you to Henry for everything you've done for us. We really do appreciate your help. Now back to Drifter. That twisted cleat from our springline action, the snap strap on our dinghy, and of course, the most obvious, our nasty bolt scraping along the side of the hull. Tune in next week as we make these repairs and also leave Portland. Yep, that's right, I said leave Portland. Bye guys! Take care of the boat.
Later.
Have fun storming the castle.
The question is, will it be okay?
Because somebody decided to, like, Captain Ron it out of...
Made for a good episode.
Yeah. Okay, how would you get it done?
We're doing great.
Yeah. Should I turn around?
Yeah. It's supposed to be your head. You didn't fart.
I did not
I
fart.
heard it. It sounded like static.
That's a weird fart sound.
Okay, so here's what you do. You ready?
No.
This isn't. Wow, I can hear you so much better without that engine blowing. Like, you should go stand over there. It's super freaking loud. I watch this first before I shoot my mouth off.
I found the thumb.
Oh God.
Oh man.